So how much do freelance writers earn? If you're just thinking about getting started as a freelance writer, this is a question that you probably have. The simple answer is as much or as little as you want. I know that's not really a helpful answer. I know people who are freelance writers, some people just do it for some extra money to buy a case of beer or whatever per month, and some people have a six-figure career that they do just freelance writing and they can make over $100,000 a year. So it's really up to you how much effort you want to put into it, what you get out of it, and obviously skill and talent and stuff like that comes in a little bit as well, and how you can market yourself. Some factors that will determine how much money you're going to make as a freelance writer. Big one is how many clients you can get. Some of this is just luck. A lot of it is just sticking to it, applying as much as you can, cold emailing as many businesses as you can, trying to get them on board. Basically, you want to always have clients booked for the next week so that you know you've got more work lined up. So ideally, if you're able to, you can split your time so that you're writing like half of the day and the other half of the day you're pitching and kind of trying to line up work for next week already. That way you don't have downtime. Otherwise, I usually take on these huge jobs that take me like a month to finish, and then when I'm done I have nothing else lined up, and then I have to go looking for something. So something I should get better at too. But if you can have consistent work lined up, that'll definitely smooth your income out over the year as opposed to having these big ups and downs. So in addition to how many clients you can get, the other thing that's going to kind of limit or determine how much you make is how much you can charge per word. I have another video about how much you can charge as a freelance writer. I'll leave a link to that in the description so you can check that out. And the other thing is how many words you can write per day. So basically just how much stamina or willpower you have, or how much time you can sit down and devote to writing is going to limit as well. If you can only write 1,000 words per day, that's going to drastically hold you back versus if you're able to write like 5,000 words per day. So I would split it down. When you're just starting off, if you can write 1,000 words per day at 2 cents a word, I think you're doing pretty good. That'll get you like $400 a month, I think. So that's good. That's kind of like at the standard where you're still working at a job. Maybe in the afternoon you sneak in an hour or two of writing, or when you get home in the evening, instead of watching Netflix, you sit down and you write for an hour or two. So you can start building like a bit of like a part-time side hustle there before you fully switch over. And then when you become like a beginner to an intermediate freelance writer, I would say you should aim for beginners. I would say like 500 to 1,000 words per month. Intermediates, I'd say like $1,000 to $2,000 per month. If you can get that even like semi-consistently, that's pretty good. And then if you're an intermediate content writer or a freelance writer, so after 6 months, might be soon even, but after like a year, if you can consistently make like $2,000 to $4,000 per month, I think you're doing pretty good. And then if you're an advanced content writer or freelance writer, you can make over $10,000 a month or more. That's kind of getting to the point where either you have to charge a really high rate or you're going to be working a ton. So some people, when you get to that point, you might actually start like a freelance writing business where you have other freelancers below you that you're paying a slightly lower rate. So they do most of the work and then you proofread and edit it, make sure that it's up to the standards of your clients. So you're kind of finding the work and feeding it to them, and then you take like a percentage, that kind of deal. So if you want to get into like the 6-figure, even farther up there, that's kind of what you need to do. You need to go from being like a solo person into a business. But I think it's not too hard for like a reasonably experienced freelance writer to be making, I don't know, $1,000 to $2,000 to $5,000 a month. It's a bit harder to get up to like 10,000. I've only had one month that I was $10,000 or more, and it was a lot of work. That was a month that I did over 150,000 words. So I was working like, I think even some or most of the weekends, and then all the weekdays. That wasn't a fun month, but the payoff is worth it, but you can't do that consistently. So you'll likely have a feast or famine cycle when you get started. Some months you'll make tons of money, and then other months you'll make zero. It's about getting the systems in place to kind of smooth that out so that you've got a steady, consistent workflow. But if you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more writing tips and information if you want to get started as a freelance writer. So follow me. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask those in the comment. Right now, I'm replying to every comment that I get, unless I somehow become so big that I'm not able to do that. So ask me any questions about freelance writing that you have, and I'll try and get to those. And I'll see you guys next time.